Hello, boys and girls. I was so super excited after I saw you on Google Meet that I decided to go ahead and read chapter 16 in the Perilous Princess Plot by Sarah Courtauld. But first, I want to say you guys did an amazing job on your arrays. I'm really proud of the work that you did. And clearly, you guys still understand the concept of multiplication. Yay. Secondly, you had some great questions on the stream today, so please check it out. Our meetings will now be on Tuesday, which I would like to see everybody, and from 9 to 10. And then on Fridays, that's optional from 9 to 10. And Meredith's mom, Miss Einstein, taught me a really cool trick on how to mute without you guys trying to find your microphone. So I'll have a little sign for you to show you how to work through that. Okay? So let me read chapter 16, in which 23 dandelions are eaten. Meanwhile, with Eliza on her back, Gertrude skittered and hopped and climbed as delicately as she could down the outside of the tower, which was not very delicately at all, and she lost her footing, fell, and landed on Eliza's head. There they are, falling. Ow! After Eliza's head stopped spinning, she and Gertrude picked themselves up and began to step across the stones that helpfully stretched across the moat. Thought Eliza as she hopped onto the first stone. The bump on my head must have confused my brain. I'm sure these stepping stones were in a different place a moment ago. It almost feels like they are moving under us, and they do seem quite spiky for stones. But she kept hopping from one stone to the next as Gertrude reluctantly followed her. Gertrude didn't like water at the best of times, but she particularly didn't like unknown water in the dark. Her hoofs trembled as she jumped across the stones. Then, just as they were about to step off the last stones and onto the bank, the stone underneath them slid sideways through the water and opened its eyes. Yikes! Shouted Eliza quietly as she could, which was not quietly at all. It's alive! Jump! The stepping stone with eyes was now rushing through the moat at quite a pace. Gertrude's eyes were as big as saucers. Her teeth chattered. Her hair stood on end. Eliza leaped, and then Gertrude shut her eyes, and with a terrified bleat, she jumped high into the air. Phew! They made it by a whisker and landed on the bank in the most elegant manner possible, which was in a tangled heap. This time, Eliza landed on Gertrude's head, which sort of evened things out. Oh, said Eliza, look at that. As she looked back, she noticed that all the stepping stones were moving rapidly through the water, and each one had a pair of brightly glowing violet eyes. Gertrude, she hissed, I think it might be time for us to leave. And she started striding back towards the forest with the trembling Gertrude running along behind her. That is it, said Eliza as they stomped through the forest. Not only does Lavender not allow us to rescue her, she also doesn't warn us all about the incredibly dangerous creatures in the moat. No. Oh, you might want to look out because the stepping stones are alive. No. Oh, by the way, mind the monsters on your way out. Sighed Gertrude, who was still trembling from nose to hoof. Well, if she doesn't want to be rescued, she's not going to be rescued, Eliza said. That's fine with me. I don't need to risk my life breaking into castles and escaping monsters. She can just stay in her prison cell and talk to spiders, and I don't care. Gertrude said again, apparently in agreement. But before they got very far, Gertrude stopped. and she began to munch on some dandelions. Gertrude, come on, we're going home. At this, Gertrude sat down. The trip across the moat had terrified her to the bottom of her goaty soul, and she hadn't had as much as a paper bag to eat for 4 hours. When she saw the dandelions, she decided that was it. She wasn't going to move another inch. "Oh, don't look at me like that," said Eliza. "Lavender's just going to have to stay there. I'm going home on my own. I'm going to look after the whole farm on my own, and I'm going to listen to Grandma Maud's stories about the Black Death on my own. Come on, let's go." Gertrude didn't move. "Come on," said Eliza. These dandelions, Gertrude was discovering, were much tastier than the dandelions around Old Tumbledown Farm. "Well, what am I supposed to do now? Just stand around waiting for my sister to realize she's trapped?" croaked Gertrude. "Or I suppose I could just find 1,000 silver pieces and hand over the ransom." Gertrude replied. "Wait," said Eliza. "So what you're saying is..." rasped Gertrude. She had a bit of dandelion stuck in her throat. "And then if I..." said Gertrude. The leaf was really stuck. "And then I..." Gertrude was now properly choking. Not that Eliza had noticed. "That's it. I could just maybe..." wheezed Gertrude, toppling over onto her side and slowly turning blue. "A brilliant plan!" went Gertrude, desperately trying to breathe. "I just need a disguise," rasped Gertrude, finally coughing up the leaf. "Yes," said Eliza. "Gertrude, you are brilliant." She gave Gertrude a friendly pat. "That's exactly what I'll do." And there is Gertrude after she choked on the dandelion leaf. Poor girl. And tomorrow I will read chapter 17, in which there is giddiness. Have a great day. Keep smiling.